Wow, look at the chat already going on. Miss Paula Joe, Organic Raw Roots Farm. Miss Diana at Justice Acres. Salon Girls. How are y'all?
I'm talking about the cold weather they had.
It has not been cold here. It was hot today.
Yeah, actually hot. We had a storm come through, a tornado storm come through.
Yep, sure did. We got an alert this afternoon. Actually, me and Aiden went out to do our tours, and it started raining. And yeah, I had to kind of pin some of it back. It got like super frizzy. And did you just say hey, having homesteading?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Anyway, it got super frizzy, and we ran in, and yeah, then it started thundering, and the tornado alarm started going off. But I had taken my jacket off when we were outside because it was so hot.
That's what's been unusual. I mean, we have some warm spurts, but it actually has had 2 or 3 days of hot weather here. We've actually been short sleeve weather the last few days. But it has been raining.
We are in a different spot, Grammy Karen, and this is the reason why. I have somebody that is coming to build us a small entertainment center in my living room, because when we built our house, we're not going to put TV in the living room, and we really don't watch it very much. But
really a school thing to get the TV out of the schoolroom.
Right, so that was the problem. Is the kids wanted to turn the TV on in the schoolroom or play in the schoolroom, or have some that would be done with their work and they wanted to watch something on TV or a movie, but it was in the schoolroom. So if I turned it on for one, initially I was turning it on for everybody. So anyway, long story short, we're doing just a little project in our living room. So I have all of the couches, my rug, and everything moved to the foyer, which is where we usually sit. So we are in a different location tonight.
I'm proud somebody caught that.
Somebody noticed.
Hey, Darlene. Yeah, we had our house is actually kind of a mess right over there.
It's a little bit of a disaster right now, but that's okay.
Hey, Chris, Kiss My Grass. I don't want to mess that one up. I was really.
No, you don't want to mess that one up. That's a very interesting name. I would be interested to know, are you a grass farmer?
I think it's probably just a play on words. Has anybody started a lot of the gardens yet?
Hey, Miss
Belinda.
Yeah.
Love to just be you.
Hey, we're going to wait just a little while before we get into all of our new things, because we're going to try to let everybody jump on. I know Overlook Valley Homestead is still on, so we're going to wait a little while. We're going to jump into all the new exciting things we're doing for our homestead and some things we're fixing to kick off for our community. But we have to wait on those.
I've had, what's been so crazy lately is we've had calves out. You know, we have the video coming up with Josie got out, and then this morning,
they're still so little.
Yeah, well, Josie's not little. Josie, I don't know how she got out. I still can't figure out how she got out. Hey, teacher Jessica, fellow Brookhavenites, huh?
Oh, hey.
Well, hey, how are you? But this morning I walk out, do my milk and all that, flooding, of course, and then we actually I was leaving to go to work, and
so
Christoph was out. Well, he's the little calf, so he's kind of hard to kind of wrangle up, because he's not
I think what they do is sometimes Aiden puts the hay piles right up by the fence, and when they nestle up in those hay piles, for whatever reason, if you know how cows stand up, they use they use those joints to push up. So if he gets under that piece just a little bit when he goes to push up, it makes him flip out. So yeah, and
he's so little.
He's really little. But yesterday, I went out to water the stuff in my greenhouse, because y'all seen our greenhouse video come out, didn't it? It published.
Yeah, it did.
Okay, so y'all seen all the seeds and all the stuff that we've gotten started. Well, we have a lot of sprouts, and because it has been pretty sunny here and pretty warm, but I also keep my heaters on, so I have had to keep that soil moist in there for those. My seeds have started sprouting. So anyway, I went out and I got my little one, my youngest girl, to run and turn the water on, and she she come up to me and she said, "Mama, the white face one, him's out." I said, "What you talking about, Sayla?" She said, "The cow, him's in the garden." I said, "Are you sure?" I said, "He shouldn't be out." And she said, "You might want to go look." So I ran over there and he was in the garden, but thankfully it was very easy to get him back in. But we're training him to the temporary fence, and we had not turned the electricity on.
He actually, the thing about our cows, if they get out, it's not really a big issue because we can round them up pretty good. It's the calves that we worry about the most. But Misty was by herself when she was trying to get Ike in. But
well, I had Sailor with me.
Yeah, it wasn't much help.
So
hey, two family.
Yeah, hey there. So yeah, but I went out there today. It was one of the things I did today when we were out raining. When it was raining, is I put a ground rod in and I hooked the charger up to the fence, and he did stick his head under there, and I seen him jerk it back. So
hey,
I know it got him. So then that's the way we train them. So if it gets him, we know he'll learn.
Man, we've had some crazy experiences with the pigs too. We actually put them on the temporary fence, and we've done some garden videos. You'll see those coming out in the next few days. But one good thing is we've gotten the pigs really used to temporary fencing, and we've got the hottest charger on the pigs right now, more than anything. Are the pig pigs? They've done great. It's kombucha tonight, Jim and I. I agree. I didn't get to make coffee, and I was like, I'm not worried about it. So, but it was really neat because the pigs,
Cherry Farm,
the pigs will all test the fence. Every one of them, like the cows, they'll sense it and they really won't test it. But man, those pigs, they'll test it. And I've got a low impedance on it, and it's a 10-mile fence now, 10-mile fence that it can control. And this fence is only what, 200 foot, so it is high octane. I mean, it could almost cook one of the bacons. I mean, it really could. It might turn them into a ham, but no, it actually.
Pigs are hard. They are hard-headed, and if they know that fence is not on.
Like Aiden has accidentally left it off, and after that, it was hard to keep them in because then we had cloudy days, so our charger wouldn't get up. Well, anyways, we put them in permanent fence and let this bad boy charge back up.
Yep.
Man,
and they learned how to use the hay and the mud to push up against that fence, and it really burned it out.
Hey, so
we have also learned to not keep them in that spot for so long. So when they start tilling it, move them. That way they don't even have a chance. Hey, Mom. They don't even have a chance to push that mud or the hay up against anything. So that has really worked out well for us.
Hey, UK strains. Glad you have you tonight. Our pigs have been, I mean, like Missy said, they're master tillers. Actually, we're doing some classes locally on the pigs and chickens. But
super excited about this.
Yeah,
seminars.
So if you're local, by the way, we have a seminar coming up. Reach out to us. But anyways, the pigs, they've stayed on that one plot. What, 2 days?
I was reading Rustic.
I think they stayed. They stayed on the plot 2 days, and then we moved them again. But man, they have tilled up these perfect little areas and made it just perfect for gardening. And we're going to
can't wait to show y'all those videos.
Yeah, it's coming
Rustic
up,
Traditions Homestead said we cannot manage to keep pigs in any fence of any kind. Electric has not stopped them, so we're just not doing them for a while. Look, we had
what kind of pigs do you have, Rustic Traditions?
We had them over in a area, and we left them there. We left them there until they literally could push the dirt and mud around. And that was a major thing for us. Like when they learned how to push that mud and the hay and the dirt and all up against that fence to burn that charge out, like they got it. We could go and we could push it off, and within a few hours to a day, like they had learned exactly what to do. So we've learned with that and the fence to not let them do that.
We actually use a chicken sheet fence, and that's what we use, and it's done very well. If it gets too muddy though,
Overlook Valley.
If it gets too muddy, like Missy said, they'll push against it and they'll know how to make it, get down. Basically, get brought down and they can get out.
And then the electrical shock is not enough. It doesn't phase them. They can get out. So we've learned to make sure that electricity is up really, really high.
The pigs that we're raising, we raise two different kind of pigs. One's the American Guinea Hog. We have a video coming out on them. American Guinea Hog are easy, mellow pigs. They're in our permanent fencing. because they're actually fixing to have piglets. The hogs that were a challenge, and now they're not too bad of a challenge, but were are blue butt Yorkshires. They're their feeder pigs. They are all they want to do is eat. They are unbelievable.
They're
hey Regina, how are you? Welcome.
They're very creative as
hey
well.
Clarissa. Hey Howie, how are you, man?
But we are excited about having them and keeping them because we love bacon and pork.
I forgot to tell you this.
Almost
We had one of our pigs must be in heat. One of the fouls because I actually saw a feral hog running down the fence line today.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so I hope our Great Pyrenees is gonna have her
work cut out for her.
I saw a pig. We have some wild hog in this area, and we hadn't seen them lately.
She did not tell me that.
But
so that
actually,
was surprising.
There was one running down the fence line.
Can we just shoot them at any point in time? Because they're considered a nuisance, right?
That's right.
Okay.
Which we'll eat them if it's a little one anyway, or a sow. Hey Kim. Yes, bacon.
Hey, yes,
absolutely.
That's probably one of my all-time favorite. I could eat bacon on any and everything.
Yeah, Little Mountain Life. We've killed several hogs here. We the ones here. If we kill hogs here, if it's a big boar, if we don't get it cut pretty quick, it kind of takes the meat.
Hey, Southern of course,
a lot of y'all know that, but sow or piglets or anything like that, feral hogs, man, we'll keep them and we'll kill them and enjoy them. Wild hogs to me are better than.
But we have not seen them in years.
No, yeah, it's been about 2 years since we had them on camera.
It's been a long time.
They used to be crazy here.
Yeah, but like really big problems.
Yeah, we had some bad weather too. Overlook. It's actually calmed down a little bit. We had tornado warnings today, so it's real bad.
Yeah. So, do you want to go ahead and tell what we're doing?
Yeah, you can go and kind of show your shirts. You got one on. So.
Okay, so we are super excited that we are going to have our own line of T-shirts, and I'm going to get these to show them to y'all. We're going to do these first. This is a comfort color. It says "Will work for food," and it has a vintage vegetable look in the middle. Y'all can see that. This is Comfort Colors. This shirt that I have on is a Bella Canvas, and I'm not sure if y'all can see it, but it says "This is how we roll," and it's got a vintage wheelbarrow with some vintage vegetables in there.
That's probably my favorite.
Now, these are going to be available for 2 weeks. We're going to take orders. We're going to have our
kombucha, Clarice.
We're going to have our email posted. So if y'all do want one of these shirts, y'all send us an email with your name, your shipping address, and your credit card information, and we can run those. They are all going to be $20 a shirt with $4 for shipping. And unless you're local, right, you can come here and you can have those picked up. So for the next 2 weeks, we're going to have these lines of shirts. This is a mustard color, and it says "Just Be You."
It's actually mustard. It looks a little yellow on the picture, but it's actually mustard.
It's mustard with a vintage brown bee. And I'm super excited about these shirts because, and this is what we were most excited about, is we have decided to use all the funds that we make on all of these shirts, Just Be You orders. So everything that we get off of all of these shirts are going to go strictly to save bees. So if you order one of these shirts, we are going to do several things. The first thing we're going to do is adopt a hive, and that's going to be set up that we want to dedicate just for our viewers. We're going to do that in honor and memory of our viewers.
But also, we're going to take that same hive and basically grow it to a point where we're putting it and using it for these seminars we're doing. We're going to put them in a clear hive to let people see it.
And that's my next point.
I'm sorry, I was just going to jump on
is also we are going to be investing in things like clear beehives because we are going to start some education programs in our area. We're actually having our first lunch and learn. We've got to nail down a date. Yeah. It's going to be either in March or April. And we're going to take some of our bees. And our main goal here is we want to educate the public about the decline in bees, what you can do to help save the bees. Simple things like plant flowers. Most of you have herbs or vegetable gardens already. Y'all know that it's a win-win because you have pollinators that are coming to do your work for you, and it's food for the bees. So it's a win-win situation. And everything off of all of these order shirts, we're going to turn around and be investing directly back into the bees. So we're super excited about that. Just to be you on a mustard color. And this is also a Bella Canvas shirt. So Bella Canvas here, this is a stone, like a smoky color gray, pretty. And it's also Bella Canvas. So if any of you guys want our line of t-shirts, we're going to set the deadline for 2 weeks. I believe that's the 29th. Send, y'all see our email is posted out there.
Thanks, mods.
$20 a shirt, $4 shipping if you're not local to us. We need your name, your credit card information, your size, and your shipping address. So if y'all will send those 4 things over to us, we will.
And you can mail a check too. I mean, we're not against that either.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
You can mail a check. Easier, whatever's easier.
You can mail a check to us too. I know our mods have okay, there it is, our PO box up there. So we're super excited about that.
See, the thing too is bees, especially in our area, beekeepers, the average beekeeper around here is like 75, 80. I mean, literally, I know 2 other beekeepers that would be, 40s, 50s. But other than that, they're pretty much, it's a dying thing, that they're aging out almost like dairy farmers. So our goal is to let people understand the importance of beekeeping. If you remember when Brazil had their fires this last few years, they lost millions of amounts of bees, and they said that it was actually hurting their rainforest more than anything else did. Was the fact that they were losing their pollinators. So the importance of pollinators, we need to understand the importance to have pollinators. That's the only way we're going to have our male and female pollination on our gardens taking place. So we want to bring awareness to it, and hopefully we'll be able to do that. I know Hive and the Homestead's a big beekeeper too. We love bees. They're fun. A lot of people have a fear of them, but there's a local guy who he really doesn't. He just likes honey, so he put 2 hives in, and I help him, and it just helps me teach him at the same time he learns. There's been other people pick up just off watching him. So our goal is to grow beekeepers in this area.
Yes, and I forgot one other thing, so I had to write it down real quick. You do want a shirt.
That's awesome.
Your name, your address, your credit card, the shirt that you want would be important, and the size. So you need to let me know the shirt that you want and the size.
Awesome. We're getting it all ready.
We're going to put like I said, a cutoff deadline on our t-shirts so that I can promptly get these made and mailed out. So we'll be taking orders for the next 2 weeks, and then we're going to cut those off for a little while, and then we will open them back up probably closer to the summer, and hopefully add a few to them. But just so y'all can see, that one says we'll work for food. It's like a teal.
It's beautiful color.
It's like a light sage green, almost a teal. Is there anybody else popping on like a light
it's sage? Hard to tell the color on this line.
It really is. I think it's the light. And then
Grammy Karen, thank you so much. You shouldn't do that.
We'll work for food with the vintage vegetables.
Hey, by the way, Grammy Karen, your soap, it has a confirmation day of tomorrow, so you should be getting your soap tomorrow. Did you send her lavender or peppermint? Lavender.
Lavender.
So you should be getting it tomorrow, by the way.
And
so awesome.
Thank y'all so much.
Thank you very much.
Little Feet Farm. And hang in there on that meal. Just hang in there. I can remember when we bought Allie thinking we didn't even have Daddy-O, and we thought this is going to be such a long process, but it really come faster than I think either one of us expected when she had her baby. So.
Now we're so inundated with milk. I don't even know where we're at. We had this morning when I got done milking, we had I think we had 13 gallons worth of milk 13 gallons worth of milk.
Teacher Jessica said a man down the road from us is a beekeeper, and my son is fascinated with it. He's always asking questions. Oh man, that
Well,
went
Teacher
down.
Jessica, since you're local, man, anytime your child wants to come in, my son, Aiden, he's went into the bees several times with me. My girls would too, but I can't find a beekeeper suit that's small enough for them.
Yeah.
But Misty, of course, has gone into it several times. But.
That is amazing that he has an interest, even being so small. And that's one of the
all
things
sizes are offered. Don't go. I'm sorry.
Right. Every 2X and up is a $2 extra. I should have mentioned that earlier, but I didn't. 2X and up is the extra $2 that comes straight from the company that's going to do our shirts. But going back to education, and that's one of the reasons why I'm super excited about this shirt, because we feel like with the bees, because we are beekeepers, and I feel like bees are they're so important.
No worries, don't.
I almost feel like they're so misunderstood, and with the decline in, and I've been doing a lot of research, with the decline in the bees, naturally there's going to be a decline in the food production, organic natural food production. So
yes, Kim, it is. That would be right.
So 1 in 3 foods that we eat require some type of pollinator. So that is so very important, looking at it over the course of everything. And what else I found so fascinating was so many researchers, they have deemed this like a disease. I don't remember exactly what it was called. I read it to you earlier. Deemed it a type disease, and they don't know why.
Oh, it's a collapsal hive. Basically, it's when the bees just abscond and there's no reason why.
There's no answers. A lot of it is pointing to pesticides, major pesticides, because they directly affect the bees, directly and indirectly affect the bees. Because directly, when the bees land on them, indirectly, you don't think about all of the chemicals and pesticides that are going into the water system, that you might not have sprayed something directly on the bee, or they may have avoided it for whatever reason, but then it gets in the water, and then all of their water is now affected. So directly and indirectly, it's like they're getting bombarded. It makes them sick. They can do things like be so disoriented that they don't know how to forage. So it can be very disturbing. And anyway, so we're super excited to be able to put together a program that we hope in our area will educate on the bee population and what's going on, and things that we can do to help make it better.
So. Yes, we don't use any pesticides around here either. Kiss my grass.
The only thing that we faced last year is when the energy company come in.
They spray. It's not a pesticide, but we have a right of way coming through part of our property, or it really is at the edge of our property. It's not in our property, but it's
Can you see my face turning really mad because?
But they spray the younger hedge to allow the pines to grow, basically, and also to keep them off the lines. Well, I don't care what anybody says, that's not good for bees, because ultimately they're spraying the blackberries, the passion flowers, everything. All the stuff that's on the ground, which is what the bees like to feed off of. So they finally stopped spraying. It's heavy, but I think I'm gonna start saying this against my religion and see if they'll start moving away from
this. I think if we can contact them, and this is what we were told to do.
We keep it up anyway. I mean, they don't even have to spray.
We were told. We realized what was going on, because they don't notify you. They don't come tell you. I just saw some people going by on our property, and there's not supposed to be anybody back here where we are. And I called Colby, and Colby was able to go say, hey, what are y'all doing? And before, they didn't tell us. They just come back here. So I'm hoping that if we can get in touch with the company and say, look, we keep this up, nothing grows on it, blah, 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 blah. We don't need you to spray. Or if you think you need to take something down, you can come cut it down. Just don't spray.
I think they do that because like I said, we keep it up, and part of that right of way is where I hunt, where we have 3 or 4 plots.
So that's
all
our
the way down,
approach this year is to get in touch with them before they come, and it will probably be very soon because it was in like the spring where everything kind of kicks off and starts growing is when they showed up. So I feel like if we can get in touch with them, or maybe even put some Post-its, don't spray, you're welcome to cut or whatever, but don't spray, we have bees. I think that will help. So
yeah.
have we missed anything? I've been trying
to watch it too. What's up, Daniel? How are you, man?
So super excited about that and being able to educate. I think it's very, very needed right now.
We are fancy farmers. Daniel, I've been watching some of your MMA stuff, so we actually do karate too. So I've enjoyed watching some of your stuff. So.
Well, I've been seeing those cold water baths. Colby said he was going to jump in our cold pool out there, and I said, "Have at it, son. I'm not going in with you."
I think we're gonna start doing some plunging, so we'll see how that goes.
I don't know who all is familiar with that on here, but there's a lot of people that do that, and it's not in me. Chill bumps are not for me. I hate to be cold. So I told him if he wanted to jump in, he could have at it. I'd record him.
We're gonna push it, Gemini, to where they can't. So, how long have you been ice plunging, Daniel?
Ice plunging has been so fun. I'll let Colby take that one.
Hey, our cabin in the woods. Thank you for the shout out the other day, by the way, our cabin in the woods.
I hope that they will. I feel like if we pour into them, you're harming our bees, you're harming our property. We would prefer you to cut than not to spray and just really educate them on what they're doing to our property and our bees here. I'm hoping that they will. We're gonna try. We're gonna try to catch them this year before we even get to that point, so we don't even have to go through that road again. Our cabin in the woods. How are you?
Yeah, I bet it is cold in Maryland. Oh my gosh.
Little mountain life. Hey, and I don't even know if we said
yes, sir. Our cabin in the woods.
Have we bought HOA tickets yet?
We haven't. We actually, we're going to try to come back. That should be the season that both our cows are not milking. We'll go through about a 3-week period where both cows will hit. Either one will be calving and the other one will be drying off. So our goal is to try to make HOA. We enjoyed it last year. It is a long journey for us, but we're going to try to we are going to Baker Creek this year, so that's of course the other way. Couldn't get that out. So we're going to try though to make the HOA again. We enjoyed it, so that's what I'm gonna do, Kim. There's caution. It's been a murder around here. So.
Signs are a really good idea as far as posting those. We are going to do that, but we have to do it before spring. That's something on the list that we have to do before spring. It seems like that's when they come and want to trim everything and spray everything. So
y'all's place is so pretty, Little Mountain Life. We've enjoyed getting updates there.
Baker Creek will be a fun trip. We are excited about Baker Creek. I marked it off on our calendar, so we're hoping to be able to come to that.
Our biggest issue is
it's always milking. It's always milking. Yeah. But we are
finding one person to milk, much less.
It's February, and we're planning for May. It's that first weekend in May.
Allie will be
close to be ready to be getting dried up.
Yeah, she could actually probably dry off by then. I think. If I'm having right. I can't remember.
You have it. We have to keep a journal.
Yeah, I have to keep a journal on all this stuff. We have too many animals, so I have to put it together and try to figure out what's going on. So, but yeah, we should have one dried off by then, and the other one will still, of course, be in milk. But really, in October, November, there will be a 3-week period where we'll be milkless just for that 3 or 4 weeks, and then we'll, of course, pick right back up.
And also, if anybody has jumped on,
yeah, man, thanks, Little Mountain Life,
who missed our shirts and what we're going to do with all of that, I will be posting on social media, and my mods have put some social media. Miss Terry from Organic Raw Roots has put a few of the links that I found that are very educational as far as the bees go. Because I've been doing some research. I told y'all I've been reading and just trying to get as much research as I can, nailing down numbers and stuff like that as far as the bees go. So
Daniel, actually, we're ordering Royal Palm Heritage Breed, and then we're ordering also the broad-breasted whites. Actually, in the next few weeks, yeah, we're gonna order them with another set of meat birds or broilers, excuse me.
So we'll see what mine says. This is like a stone gray. It says, "This is how we roll," and it's got a vintage wheelbarrow and some vintage fruit. Not vegetables. Fruit, vegetables. I'm sorry. And this one is like a sage green. I have some pictures on. I'm going to be posting because it's kind of hard to see.
It is kind of hard to see that color.
Like that light is just. This is like a light sage green, and it says "will work for food," and it has the same vintage vegetables in the middle. And then our Just Be You shirt is like a mustard color. But I will post some close-ups of those so everybody can see them. They're
Holly Ridge. That's what I thought of too.
Bella Canvas, and then that one is Comfort Colors. Here, they're $20, $4 for shipping.
Later, Howie.
If you can't be local, if you're not local enough to pick up. But I'll be posting all that stuff on social media in just a little while.
Jim and I, we do pull spring and fall. Actually, this year was the first year that we pulled just spring. We pulled fall, like, what, 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, that was because we lost.
We thought we lost a hive, so we went into a hive when we had a 79-degree day. Pulled about another 3.5 gallons. Our spring, though, this year was 20 gallons strong, so we had a good deal there.
You did see this one. This was a sneak peek of the one that I gave.
You can put the max. Kim Winkler, you can put the max.
But we had some more lined up. We're going to do these for 2 weeks. We're going to be taking orders for 2 weeks. We're going to cut that line off. So if you want to go ahead and pre-order, y'all go ahead and do that.
Thanks, Daniel.
I'll put all the social media stuff out there too.
Hopefully our soap will be ready soon. We're actually we bought the boxes for it to send out too.
I'm tying them up.
We're tying them up, so soap
I've
will be ready to order.
I've got to check my orders and make sure too that I have
enough for local
my orders that are already done, placed, and then you will see me posting any. You will see me posting any that I have left out. So yeah, soap is a big business here. And it's great. Soap's great.
I tell you what was kind of cool. Misty went and got cuttings yesterday for elderberry, so that was a neat thing. And then somebody spurred off real quick that they wanted cuttings too. And it's amazing how they're native here, and how this lady just, of course, just didn't know what she was wanting to look for. So we were able to cut her some and sell her some. So it worked out really good.
Terry.
It worked out really good. So
she's got all the information down there for y'all.
Thanks, Kiss My Grass. Always worry about saying that name. So. Thanks, Little Feet. We're hoping to get to 2,000 real quick, so we're not far from there.
Yeah, we could even do a shirt giveaway.
Yeah,
that would be fun.
We could probably give away one of this. I don't think I can wear extra large, but we might have to give one of those away.
No, we'll get the right size.
I know. I'm just joking.
About those turkeys.
I'm gonna do it like I did the meat birds. We do have a turkey hutch that we're working on that it's going to be like Joel Salatin's, where it has places for them to roost, and then we have a shade cloth that will go on top. That's kind of what we're looking at.
Sounds good.
I've been watching a lot of Joel on his turkeys. We want heritage breed because we like them, but everybody says they're harder to raise for meat birds because they like to fly out, and then you get caught dealing with that. So I think what we're going to do is raise like a broad breast, kind of like we raise a broiler. So we're going to raise a white broad breast and a red broad breast so they can't fly, and they're 16-week grows. So I'm hoping that works out good. That's kind of the ones that Joel was pushing. So that's the ones we're going to try to grow for the meat, and then heritage again, because we try to have sustainability. We'll have some poults for heritage breed too, and we'll grow those up. So
yep.
But any tips on that, Daniel? That'd be great. But we are going to try to raise them like our broilers. We're going to use some of the same fencings. We got one fencing that's a little bit higher. We'll use for them. I know they require a heavier protein up front. We are going to breed, or we're not going to purposely breed the heritage breed, but we are buying male and female heritage breed to let them naturally breed, hopefully to have sustainability there. Yes, and let them just kind of go over the farm.
Do y'all know if they incubate well? Their eggs do incubate well. I've heard that.
Well, Alderman Farms, we actually talked to them, and they were struggling.
She was having a hard time getting the egg. Her problem was getting the eggs or getting fertilized eggs. I'm not sure what she never did turkeys. But if anybody on here knows, we are getting turkeys this spring. That's probably one of the things I was most excited about.
Yeah.
As far as new animals on the farm. But I do if I don't know what the female turkey's called. What's she called?
Let's just call her female turkey.
Okay. Well, whatever. If I can get eggs, I will put them in the incubator. I don't know if they do fail, but we're gonna try.
Yeah, here you can buy them locally, but they're more. It's almost like a straight run turkey, just like the straight run, and so you may get three gobblers and no hens, and you may get all hens, and you never know what kind you're getting. So we're not gonna do that. So that's what we're gonna order from a hatchery, just like we're gonna order our broilers. So actually, when we order our broilers next time, that's when we'll throw our turkeys in there.
Granny Karen said hens.
Yeah.
I mean, I just didn't know if they were. I mean, no, they're a bird, but I didn't know if they were the same as actually like a chicken. He said they want
tomato for canning. We don't can. I know y'all gonna probably frown upon us. We do not can. We do freeze. Actually, Missy's still got tons of tomatoes to put up.
Well,
how many gallons do we still have?
Probably 8.
And we've probably done how many? Oh my gosh.
Probably 8.
No, we had more than that.
I know. I'm talking about jars.
Oh, yeah.
Not quarts, pints of salsa. But what I like to do with them is I like to freeze it. And I know that's relying on electricity.
Thank you, Gemini.
But I kind of almost feel like
we don't can. The reason we don't can is because we've had bad luck at it for one thing. But we do hot water bath. But we try to.
I don't do that much anymore either.
Yeah.
Because
we try to eat raw, in season, ferment.
Try to preserve more of the nutrients, I guess, is what we're trying to say.
And again, please don't. I mean, I know a lot of y'all can.
But I know that if the lights went out, you have something to eat.
Yeah.
So definitely. I also know that as well. So it's really for us as a check and balance because I have jams and jellies and pickles and several other things that I've hot water bathed. No. That would be like one of the kids' words.
Hey, TNS. Hey, McLeod. How are you? So we don't can as much.
Well, that makes sense, but I was thinking chicken and turkey. I mean, they're birds, but are they the same thing?
Yeah. McMurray Hatchery is probably where we're going to get ours too. We did find what I did not know, and y'all can tell me if I'm wrong, but even with the better hatcheries that the homesteaders use, such as McMurray and the Chick Hatchery, and what's the last one? Gosh,
I don't know.
Oh gosh, there's one more hatchery. Anyways, that's big on hens. A lot of them are still medicating their hens, even if it's a non-GMO bird. They're still doing some medication at the front end. So we found a non-GMO hatchery, so we're going to try that hatchery out too and see how that works too.
Are you talking about like McMurray vaccinates?
I don't know if McMurray does, but the other two does.
Well, I know McMurray does.
It was Chick Hatchery that vaccinated. Was it McMurray?
It was McMurray.
So that's the only reason that we're a little skeptical on who we use. So it may be Moyer's. No, it's Myers Hatchery. But all three of those are your big hatcheries that everybody knows about. But we did find we had a viewer comment and said that he would actually, I think it's called non-GMO Chick Hatchery, and they're not a big hatchery, but it does allow us to have an option to maybe not not looking at medicated bird. So.
Thank you, Little Mountain Life.
Hey, Pete, how are you, man?
Have a good night.
Hey, Will's Petting Zoo. How are you?
My eyes totally messed over that. I was trying to read the comments.
You know, we've thought about canning, and we hadn't thought about canning, and we've thought about canning. Actually, we bought a canner, and then we sold it to a Pratt family. so we met Mike Pratt and them
pressure cannon. Well, let me go back for one thing. Pressure cannon, I can't, because I have 4 that are under 8. I can't stand at the stove for an hour or 2.
Thank you, Daniel.
I can't. So pressure cannon for me, that just automatically just knocks that hole out.
Mike is Daniel.
I do greatly respect the fact that if you're able to pressure can, that you can pressure can so much stuff and put it up to where if you do have an emergency, like the electricity goes out, because the electricity could have very well went out on us tonight.
Today, yeah.
So I do really respect that. But we also want to have not all of our food in cans, because the pressure and the heat does destroy the nutrients. So we both kind of feel like it's a check and balance. It's like a check and balance kind of thing, to have some things, but don't put all your eggs in one basket. That's kind of like the way we feel. So
yeah, we did. We actually had some canning stuff that we had to get rid of too, or just actually went to the pigs, because it was just in that catch-22 of figuring out, is it good? Is it not good? And we didn't know, so we decided
Uber
to kind of give away
offers vaccinated free too. So definitely,
I'm gonna try those or more.
Yeah, thank y'all. So we're definitely looking to, just, for us, we try to be as organic, natural as possible.
Daniel, we do have a generator that can run our freezers. We are looking to buy a bigger Generac generator for our house. I say for our house. Please go back. Not really for our whole house, but just for different parts of our house. But we do have a generator that can run all our refrigerators and freezers if need be.
Yeah, and Organic Raw Roots Farm. My mom actually got me a Instapot for Christmas, and I have been doing my yogurt in that, and I really like it. It turns out amazing, and because I feel like it keeps that heat. It does not heat up a lot, but it keeps that heat at a stable all around. What am I trying to say?
I have no idea.
It disperses the heat evenly.
Hey, Life Adventures.
Did I finally get it out right?
Maybe.
So anyway, it works really good. But I used to do it old school and heat it up in the in the pot on the stove, pour it into the jars, wrap my jars, put it into the oven. Then I would pour it all out of the jars into the cheesecloth. So now it just makes it a whole lot easier, for sure.
We have Instapot, and the only thing we do is do yogurt. Actually,
it's perfect for it, though. It is literally
because we were using our oven, so it kind of took our oven up
for 12 hours. Oh, I'm making yogurt tonight. Yeah, I love using a pot. Yeah, it's perfect.
Oh my gosh, we made one
evenly distributes the heat.
We actually made a one yogurt. We make homemade yogurt and it's good, but we made one yogurt that we made so good that when I say it grew its bacteria, oh my gosh! I mean, like it was scary. It made like a true sourdough fermentation. I don't even remember.
I went ahead and put the vanilla and the honey in the yogurt and put it in the refrigerator.
And our honey is wait, not our honey. Our vanilla is it's fermented liquor basically to make the vanilla. So,
but then the honey is also natural raw, unfiltered. Right. So I went ahead and put all of this in the yogurt, and my thinking was, it's easier to grab it out, pour it in a bowl, and just eat it. Have everything already in there, right? So I wanted to go ahead and have it all in there. And before, I had not done that because everything that I had watched, everything that I saw, good night, a Little Pink Farm Homestead, all of the stuff that I had watched, they made the yogurt, put it in the refrigerator. Then they would tell you that they added their granola or, whatever to it. And, So that's the way I had just always done it. But this past time, I was like, it's going to be easier to just put everything I want in it and just stick it in the refrigerator and get it out. And that way all I have to do is pour it in a bowl. Y'all, it almost exploded.
It did explode. What are you talking about? Hey, Walker Family Farm.
I took the top off and you put your hand on the top. I got it out of the refrigerator and walked it to the sink and it was just pouring down. Y'all, this is yogurt. It was just pouring down. So I get it to the sink and Colby puts a rag on the top and it goes poof. And it starts pouring out the top. So it literally had fermented itself in the refrigerator where it's supposed to decrease all fermentation activity. So I was shocked. Has anybody else experienced this? Because anyone ordered yogurt cultures. What I did is I just got I found an organic culture at the store and inoculated it, my first batch. And then I have just kept those batches to keep it inoculated. But y'all, I'm telling you, it was crazy. Oh, wow. Got to get up at 4. Good night. I'm trying to catch up on my comments, y'all. Yeah, it was crazy. Is that a landline? No, that is not a landline. That's probably Colby's 10-foot charger cord. He with our business and what he does, we have the phones 24/7. So he has to answer calls when they come through. It's just part of it. It doesn't matter if they're 12 at 1 o'clock at night. You just answer the phone. So anyway, he has to be available to do that. How do you inoculate it? Okay, so inoculation is basically taking a set of cultures and putting it in another substance and providing a temperature that will allow those cultures to grow. So the way I do it, I have a yogurt video. If one of my mods has time to find that, if not, it's not that big of a deal. But I warm my milk up. I get it pretty warm to touch. And then I will take about a cup of that yogurt, or some people call it starter, and put it in that warm milk and stir it up and mix it up real good. And now I'll put it in my Instapot. And that provides hey, Green Dream, provides a good environment, warm environment, not too hot, because if it's too hot, it will kill your cultures. If it's not warm enough, it will just get moldy and nasty. So you need that good, warm, stable environment to provide the cultures to grow, and that's basically called inoculation. So I hope I answered that.
Ours inoculated too much.
Yes, Green Dream. I hate that you missed it. But we do have some shirts up for sale. This will be our line of shirts, and anything off of Just Be You. This mustard color right here, it's a mustard color and brown with a vintage bee. We are going to try to kick off an education program in our area and adopt a hive to teach others in our area. So we're excited about that and all of the exciting new things going on here. So I'll have all of the t-shirt information back up on
thanks, Green G.
Back up on social media.
Well, I told Misty what's so cool. Again, we're inundated with milk. We have literally 13 gallons sitting in our fridges right now. How you can take milk and make it cheese. You can take milk and make it butter. You can take milk and make ice cream like we did last night. There's so much you can do with it. And of course, drink it and utilize it and everything that we cook. And we're still inundated with milk.
Still have, and we made ice cream last night.
And like a pound cake. We've made so much with milk, and we have still so much. So the business
can't beat cheese and bacon. I told him you were answering business phones.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's a family business. I'm sorry. I can't stop it. It just, I have a 24-hour business. So, let's see.
Can't beat cheese and bacon. That's right. Hey, I did make some cheese tonight, but it didn't turn out right.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about the cheese tonight. It was a little. A little rough. It's going to the pigs tomorrow.
Time for milk baths. Hey, that's an awesome idea.
We're inundated. And see, what's so crazy is we have 13 gallons, and I'll milk in the morning and have another 3.5 gallons. So,
hey, but the more we fatten up them pigs, the more bacon we get. So,
well, I'm glad you can enjoy it, Larry. We're worth watching.
Yeah, seriously.
Hey, the Pro Cut. How are you, man? Yes, we do. We feed the pigs.
That's a good place to be.
Our pigs get all our scraps, which are all non-GMO or organic, because that's all we eat. And then on top of that, they get pig skim and feed. So some little things better get fat soon.
Well, we were talking about last night. What's so cool is, out of our meal, the peas were ours, the mustard greens were ours, the chicken was ours, the cucumber was not ours.
Yeah, that's the only
and then
thing.
we made a little batch of, we had leftover batch of coleslaw. And then the slaw wasn't ours, but the mayonnaise was, and the egg in it was. So, I mean, it's a good feeling to know that was,
you're correct, Cecilia.
80% of our meal we raised or we made, down to the even supper tonight was almost all ours. And that's a good feeling. It's like we've shared this with y'all before, that we felt like last year was such a hard place to be in, because we were still funding the grocery store and we were funding our farm. So it was very, very hard. We felt like that was a hard place to be in. But this year we're getting less and less at the grocery store and more benefits from our farm. So
you're good, McLeod.
It takes hey,
Smith family.
It takes a while to build up to be able to be there. It does not just happen overnight. But it's a good feeling to know that, what would you say, 80% of that was ours?
Oh, probably a little bit more.
I mean, 80% of that plate was what we grew, we raised, we harvested, and that's just an awesome feeling. You just can't beat that. So
it seems like every plate that we do is we're getting more and more that way. That's what's good. This year has been completely meat sustainable for 2020, and we're definitely going to get there. We'll have one steer, if not two, this year, and then of course, man, we'll have pigs for days.
I hope so. I want that freezer full.
Yeah, we'll have the 5 Yorkshires this year, and then of course, maybe even 1 or 2 of the American Guinea Hog. We'll see what happens, because they'll have their piglets.
She's got to be due sometime this month, if not at least the 1st of March.
Thank you, Kim.
We're watching that, and I hope y'all don't get bad weather. I just read where y'all are getting some freezing rain.
Yeah, I saw that from a cloud.
Yeah. So I hope it doesn't get terrible. That's always
it's bad here.
You don't want, the last thing you want to do is go to bed with bad weather. Yep. So I hope that y'all don't get any bad weather.
Daniel, you're right. 2 years ago, our garden thrived, and we had so much food. You're in Sevier County, Pro-Cut. I mean, that's God's country up there. I believe that.
So not fair. That's our favorite place.
We'll talk to you later about that area. Deer meat, we do have deer meat. This year was the first year, or so, second year in a row, we have not killed a deer. We let some does walk.
I think it's the dog.
I think it's the dog too. We might just kill the dog instead. No, I'm just joking. Just calm down. But
she likes to chase animals.
2 years ago, our gardens were phenomenal. Actually, we're still eating okra from 2 years ago. But this last year, it was a good garden. I mean, actually, we had tons of tomatoes, tons of beans, tons of peas. But for what we planted, we should have had a lot more. We tried some MI Gardner seed, which was great seed. I'm not complaining by any means.
It didn't do well in our area.
With us being zone 8B, being so south, and I know those seeds come from everywhere, those seeds just didn't do as good as they probably should. And then we had some non-GMO heirloom seeds that did okay.
And let me add this. Speaking of, I just went to a fruit seminar from an LSU instructor that come up,
good
retired
family.
Instructor, and I sat through his seminar on fruit orchard, fruit trees, just trying to grow our knowledge.
Right.
And he, one of the things he said has been major issues, especially last year, leaf-footed stink bugs.
Yeah, and we had that last year.
I mean, a million. They were everywhere. I'm surprised I got the tomatoes that I did.
But we should have had a lot more. We planted over
had
200 tomatoes plants, so we should have had tons more than we did.
But the leaf-footed stink bugs, too, caused a major... I would go out, and I would have a big, huge, one of those pink, beautiful, ready-to-pick tomatoes, and if you flipped it underneath, it had holes in it from the stink bugs. And I mean, y'all, they're not little. I mean, those, I found one in the greenhouse the other day, too, and I went on a warpath looking for those things. And I saw one in there, y'all, I'm telling you, it was the biggest bug I've ever seen in my life. I thought I had had a heart attack in there, but I did kill it. So anyway, that was amazing. I don't know if y'all had any troubles. I remember Deep South, Danny and Wanda mentioning that some last year about the stink bugs. We had them horrible here too. They raided my blueberries. Thankfully, I still got a very good harvest off of our blueberries.
We did.
But I would go out and slip my flip flops off and sacrifice blueberries, because I would take those. They would be like 10 in a wad, and I would just smash them with my flip flops. That's how determined I was to kill as many as I could. But they were terrible.
We had our apple and our plum are blooming right now, and our blueberries. And don't get me wrong, this time of year for us, it's early spring for our bees, but I hope we don't have too many cold frosts, because that's what happened to our potatoes last year. Our first set of potatoes, they got taken back. We still had a lot of potatoes, but not nearly as much as we should.
Asian beetles are bad here.
You're so over the heat. That's so funny in your garden. I know y'all are different down there, Josh, but we're ready for heat.
We are ready for heat. We're tired of the cold. Yeah, we do have some blooms on some of our fruit stuff, and I actually only saw one tree that had like a real pretty beautiful bloom.
Yeah.
So if it gets cold and I can get out there, I will get it covered up.
Ours are Stacy too. We probably have over 20 something blueberry bushes.
They're not huge blooms yet, but they are on there. You can see that they're definitely starting to, they haven't budded out yet, if that makes sense. They're on there, but they have not budded out yet.
Yeah, we're ready for a little bit more warmer weather. I am, which I've milked the last 2 mornings in t-shirt, because it's been hot here compared to normal. So yeah, they were terrible here last year. So I'm hoping we have a better garden season this year. But gardens, the thing about gardens is we can always keep growing. We can have a 12-month growing season here of some kind of garden. Sometimes we'll plant, and it might not be the garden stuff that we want. Like this year, of course, right now our broccoli's coming in, but we're also planting more broccoli. Last year we had carrots all winter, so we can grow a lot of vegetables still. But the main thing was meat sustainable.
From last year.
I heard a guy say the other day, it's easier for me to buy an organic piece of lettuce than buy an organic piece of pork. So for us, we really wanted meat sustainability this year.
I'm not scared of much, but stink bugs scare me. Look, and they will bite. They use those little long suckers, I know, to suck what they want, but they've never bit me, but I've been told that they bite. But I try to kill them before they even get close to me. Ellen's Crazy Critters Place, how are you?
Yeah, we don't use a hydrated lime, but we use a pelletized lime in our paddocks.
Rabbits and rattlesnakes. I can do rabbits. I ain't doing no rattlesnakes.
Thank you, Cecilia. Thank you, Walker Family Farm. Actually, what does that say?
Which one? The last comment?
Yeah.
Good, thanks, you.
Oh, I'm sorry, I couldn't read that.
Do you need glasses?
I know, I need glasses.
I was at the eye doctor last week. Do you need to go to the eye doctor?
I get up at 4 every morning to milk. I think it's okay. All right, so we're going to wrap up because we're getting close to the hour, so that way we will not take away from Single Dad and anyone else that gets on too. But thank y'all for coming on. Be looking for the merchandise on Instagram. Thank you for all the ones that's already said they're going to purchase.
Yes.
They're great shirts for a great cause on the bees. We just want to have some education on the bees. So invest in that. That'd be great, because we invest in
even
our
if
garden,
we can save a colony of bees, we will feel like that we have done something.
That's right.
And that's a major thing for us.
Hey, I'm glad of some of the new names we had on here tonight. We
Yes,
were real
thank y'all
pleased to see a
all
lot of
very
y'all. So
much.
please come back. We've enjoyed that. That was awesome. And we hope you enjoy our lives and of course our videos too. So
Yes, absolutely.
thank y'all so much, and God
We
bless.
enjoy y'all. Happy homesteading, y'all.
Happy homesteading, y'all.